Hey everyone, welcome to Massachusetts Sports Central. This is our Patriots recap for the Week 3 game versus the Houston Texans. Pats win a thriller by a score of 36-33. There was a lot of talk last week after last week's game of not to take the offensive performance too seriously since it was against the Saints defense that is consistently bad. Well, this week the Patriots put up the same 36 points on the highly regarded Texans defense, so that should be less of a talking point after that. This week's concern is on the other side of the ball. After the shellacking by the Chiefs, the solid showing by the Saints was a positive. However, in this game, the Texans have been struggling to score in its first two games and then was able to put up 33 on the Pats. Now Watson looked very good in this game, so maybe this is more of he's found his comfort zone, and this game was the start of lots of good things to come from him this year. It's so early; it's hard to say. This early, it's still hard to take away all that much based on the amount we've seen anyone play in 2017 to this point. So, the defense, got to keep an eye on them. It's still going to be a concern, but, it's still a little too early to, panic. All right, so this one was a back and forth the whole game, with the Pats getting a Gronk spike to start the scoring in the first. But then the Texans were right back with a field goal and then their own TD to take a 10-7 lead going into the second quarter. Then the Pats got the lead back with Brady hitting Hogan for the first of his two TDs. But again, the Texans came back with a field goal, and then Javanian Clowney had a 22-yard fumble return for a TD off of Brady. This was pretty much the only thing that dinged Brady's performance for the day. Anyway, that put the Texans up 20-14, but the Pats closed out the first half scoring with Texans. Finished the first half scoring against the Texans with Hogan's second TD on a big 47-yard pass. So the Pats led 21-20 at the half. Starting the second half, the Pats struck first with a 42-yard touchdown pass from Brady to Cooks to extend the lead to 28-20. But again, the Texans kept hanging around and got their own TD to keep right with New England going into the fourth down just 27-28. In the fourth, the Texans moved the ball but couldn't punch another one in and got two more field goals that put them up 33-28 late. Their defense also had lockdown, keeping the Pats off the board and mostly keeping them from moving the ball much with several short drives, including a handful of late 3-and-outs. However, we all know you have to play a full game versus the Pats, and Brady came out and with a 5-point deficit marched the team down the field and hooked up with Cooks for a beautiful 25-yard touchdown with under 30 seconds to play. He added a quick pass to Cooks again for the two-pointer to get the lead up to 3. Then there was some poor clock management by the Texans, which led to a Watson Hail Mary INT that ended the game. Several guys on the Pats had big games. Gronk had another nice one with a team-leading 8 receptions for 89 yards and a TD. Hogan was another big contributor with 4 grabs for 68 yards and the 2 TDs. But definitely the biggest game by the receivers goes to Cooks with his breakout game where he had 5 catches for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns, as well as that 2-point conversion. New England fans hope this game shows that Brady and him have settled in together with lots of big plays, and hoping a lot of big plays will follow the rest of the season. Speaking of Brady, not surprisingly, he had the best game of anyone. The only bad was he did have 3 fumbles, but only lost the one to Clowney, the one that Clowney scored on, with the other 2 being snagged by his own lineman. Aside from that big numbers going for him, he had a 25 for 35 with 378 yards and 5 TDs with no picks. He also had that passing 2-point conversion as well. And he had a 146.2 passer rating for the game. Also, after setting the record with 52 games with 3 touchdowns or more and no interceptions last week, he set the record with this week for the most games with 4+ touchdowns and no interceptions, with 22, breaking the tie he had with Drew Brees. But I'm sure he will be falling off that cliff any minute now. Anyway, so up next, the Pats take on the 2-1 Panthers at Foxborough in their Week 4 matchup. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and share the videos, and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on other social media. Facebook and Twitter are both at MA Sports Central. Thanks, and we will see you soon.